Hi, paper crafting friends, it's Nancy. Today I'm going to do a little walkthrough of my progress on my Dash Halloween notebook and show you some of the stories and some of the things that I've been up to lately. So Dash starts out with this grid. It looks like a calendar, but I didn't use it as a calendar. There is a video on this one, so I'm going to skip over it pretty quickly. These are snippets of stories. I didn't use it as a calendar. So there are a lot of different options on how you can use this page. This is my opening page. Again, I've shown this one in a different video, but this is from last year and I just used a lot of my favorite photos and made a left side page to sort of match the theme of this stamped block. We have this one. I love this one. It's so simple. I love this blueprint. So the dash, that is what I love the most, that I just sort of plug and play, right? So 2 squares here, I did my photos. There are 4 white boxes here and I filled them with photos, story, and die cuts, and not having to make those decisions as to how this was going to fit is how I've been able to make so many pages so quickly. I have to count them to see how many I've made. I haven't done it every single day. I don't do daily projects. I know they say that a lot, but I don't. I don't like that kind of pressure. But I think I've kept up pretty close to daily. So this one is about pumpkin carving. I think I did a video on this one too. I used all of Ali Edwards' brand new Halloween kit, or brand new for 2024 on this one. This one, there's definitely a video with all the details on it. I love this candy. I can't get over that little Julie's Boutique candy. It's one of my favorite things in this book. But again, told stories from Christmas past. This one, there's also a video on this. I did a process video on this one. This one's so fun and colorful. I really love this. And it's so different from, like, when you flip it over to this side, this one is like very light and airy and pretty. And it was all based on this die cut. I love this die cut. This is Paige Evans' Tricks and Treats, I believe she called it. This is so pretty. Probably one of my favorite Halloween lines. Like pumpkins with skulls and then a purple flower. That is really different. I know it sold out really quickly. Because it was really well designed. I love that some of the pieces in that collection are light and airy like you see here, and then some are darker themed and more skeleton, scary, and that she did an amazing job, really. That's a really well designed line, which is probably why it sold out. So here I don't remember where this die cut is from. I don't know if it's from the same collection, honestly, but the Ghost is Heidi Swab. I kept it really simple. This is definitely Tricks and Treats. And I just went over one of these circles, sort of to tie these two things together. So to tie this long horizontal photo with one of the circles, I came out of the boxes. So you don't have to stay within these boxes that the dash comes with, or circles. You can always overlap. So I do that a lot, and you're going to see that a lot in a lot of these examples. And sometimes I do stay within the boxes. Here I mostly did. So I surrounded the center with photos. I had a lot of photos. I love this Halloween. This was one of my favorite Halloweens. So I have a lot of photos, a lot of story on this one. This, I used a mixture of different things that I had on hand with new things. So this card is from Paperperson shop. She is actually back, I believe, for Halloween and Christmas, but I was so excited I bought the entire Halloween kit because I loved it and I still love it. And then I mixed it with some Ali Edwards. This is Ali Edwards. So is this long strip right here, and some of the ghosts are Ali too. So this is kind of a mix and match type of page. I used the cinch to punch the holes in the card, and I'll show you. I can pop these in and out. So I just punch the squares with a cinch and then just use the scissor to cut a sliver. Junell, who does a lot of dash pages, and I love her. I love her style. For me, was the first person that I saw do that, and so a lot of credit goes to her for that. To figuring out that the dash does line up with the cinch. I really appreciate that because I've used it a bunch of times now, and I love that I can add. Now I can add photos, and I can add tie cuts, and I can add all kinds of different things by using the cinch and that really simple little technique. So on the left, it's really simple. If you look at it, the dash is supposed to be really simple. These pages came together really quickly. So it's plug and play. Plug in those photos, plug in the die cuts into the predetermined squares, and your layout is complete. It is probably the easiest scrapbooking or memory keeping or whatever you want to call it these days projects that I do. I go through a lot of the steps, and there are definitely steps to my creative process when using the dash in the dash class. So there's a class in my Etsy shop. It comes with 9 videos, 9 process videos, and then in those process videos, I show you tons of different examples of how I created pages. I think there is a flip through of an entire dash notebook finished, so you can get a lot of ideas if you're interested in that. So this one, I did the die cuts in the center. So if you look at it, it's really simple, right? So die cut and then a sticker. These two, like the little eyes, are just two little, I think they're the little dot that comes on top of the letter I. I'm sure there's a word for it, but I don't know it. And 2 vellum ghosts. He moves, but he is really stuck down there underneath the sticker. And then here, if you look, there's a little line of puffy bats. And what I was trying to do was draw the eye to my nephew, who was laying down on our front lawn and scared the heck out of my son and my husband when they came out of the house. And that's kind of what the story was about. And yeah, that was fun. That was fun to make and a fun story to document. So I hung the big O die cut from Allie right off of the card on this side. And I added 2 ghosts. One is in the back, actually, and one is in the front. And this is from 2021. On the other side is something from 2024. So this is something more recent. This is about my love of Paper Source and how I love going into stationery shops. Now that we have pretty much no scrapbook stores that I know of anywhere near me, this is how I get my paper and sticker fix. So I wanted definitely to document that because that was a big part of this season. I used the same exact technique as here. So the layering of die cut sticker vellum, you see the same thing here. Even though this is transparency, it's not vellum, but it's the see-through kind of look. So we have our vellum / transparency die cut sticker. This mug, I get a lot of questions about these mugs. This is from Pipsticks. I've really been loving shopping on Pipsticks. And everything's sticker related right now. So I had a lot of fun with that. And then these 2 came from the Paper Source. So I thought it was cute to add those to the layout about Paper Source. This photo is in Princeton. That's where my Paper Source, my local Paper Source is. And that always reminds me of going over there. Some of the story, there's a lot of story here because Paper Source also happens to be across the street from my husband's favorite shop, which is a bread store. So I go for paper, he goes for bread. And so that's what a lot of the story is about. And I needed extra room, so I was glad to have this little extra spot with the 4x8 card for that. And then I guess, yeah, I made this one first, and then when I flipped it over, I had this sticking out, and this eek, also from Allie Edwards, was like the perfect spot to back the other word, which was O. And that's a fun little sort of interactive, I guess, element. Then this one, this is another good example of sort of plug and play. These are boxes. There's one on the left, one on the right. They remind me of bricks, like a, sort of like a brick pattern almost. So I have a lot of fun creating with this one. I always am happy when I turn to my dash and I see that one. I love this one too, actually. Anything grid-like I love. So here, the way I used the blueprint in the notebook was by alternating photos. So photo on the left, photo on the right, left, right. That's where I started. And then I was like, okay, now I need a place for my title, a place to decorate, and two spots for telling stories. And that's what makes it really a really quick process. These are not pumpkins that I painted or made. This is in my hair salon. So my hair salon has a pumpkin decorating contest every year, and the stylists actually decorate pumpkins. There's usually 10 or more. And we vote anonymously as customers, and we also don't know which stylist made which pumpkin, so no favoritism. So that's what my story is about. And I voted for Mrs. Potts and Chip because that's so cute. I love that. And I thought it was super creative. And, I have a special spot for all things Beauty and the Beast. It always reminds me of Nico and Disney. So that was my vote, but I sort of used the 1, 2, 3, 4, which are really old thickers, by the way, to sort of mark how I would have judged them had I been in that position. I don't know who won yet, but I'm hoping Mrs. Potts wins. This one I added on this side just honestly to cover it up, because the main reason that I used this 3x8 card is on the right side, which is this one. So I had a lot of story. So this one is about my week. So this particular week in October, and this was from this year, from 2024, my journaling was about this week. This week I started decorating the house. This week I had pumpkin spice pancakes and coffee with my best friend. This week we went to the Cranberry Festival. It sort of was I had this collection of photos that had nothing to do with each other, right? So this one was from the festival. This one was from my home. This is of Nico. Nico came home from college this week. For the first time since August. I had to add that in there. That was definitely the highlight of my week. And so I had a lot of stories, a lot of different stories. So this one focuses on everything that I did this week. This one is about Nico coming home. Underneath this die cut, I have Nico's plans for Halloween while he's at college. I won't flip it over or show it right now because it shows where he's going to be in the future, and I need to be kind of aware of not doing that. And then the last thing, oh yes, I started a new hobby because of miniatures, because I need another hobby. I love hobbies. So, and winter's coming, so I thought I'm gonna do something that is not paper crafting. So I decided to do miniatures, and I wanted to document it that it was this week that I decided that, and I bought my first little kit. So that's where I am so far. Today is the 15th, and I think I've done quite a number of pages in my dash. I've done at least 10, maybe 12 pages. This is so much fun and so easy to put together. The Dash Halloween notebook, I know I'm getting a lot of messages. It is sold out for the year. It will not be back this year. It sold out, I want to see, right before the 1st or on October 1st. So just keep that in mind. The Christmas edition is out. I have not really publicized it or advertised it very much. The Christmas ones will sell out too. So if you're thinking about doing this for December Daily or any kind of December Stories project, just be aware of them. They're in the store along with the class. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for everyone who has a Dash Halloween notebook. All of your tags and shares on Instagram. I love seeing what you're working on. I really appreciate it. And I hope that you have liked this video. So give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And if you want to see the Christmas edition, or you just want to get a Dash notebook that has there are some that are completely generic. The covers are completely generic, so you can jump in at any time and do any projects that you want. If you don't want to do a book that's just Halloween, maybe you're not as quite as Halloween crazy as I am, that's always an option. All right, well, thank you for watching. That's my update for now. I will come back probably after Halloween, maybe November 1st or 2nd or so, and show you what else I've made. I also have another Halloween project that I'm working on alongside this. So yeah, I like Halloween that much. And I will share that in a future video. Thanks for watching.